Many of the challenges confronting public procurement, including direct procurement abuse, conflicts of interest, and limited public participation, are not solely technical in nature. They require strong institutions, political commitment, and effective enforcement mechanisms. Without effective compliance systems, even the most well-crafted legal frameworks and efficient technologies risk becoming ineffective in practice. I reaffirm Zimbabwe's unwavering commitment to transparency, accountability, and the prudent management of public resources. No individual should be above the law. No procurement process should be beyond scrutiny.
Alright, muri Zimbabwe kusangana kwatiri kuita zvakare ipo pano paZimu News Update muzuva ranhasi tamboti mumbonzwe vana venyika yeSouth Africa nevana venyika yeZimbabwe vachitaura nenhaurwa yemusi wa30 June. So kana uri mutausa panosina kusubscribe ngatiwanzwei vachitaura.
Yeah. Okay. It seems like a good loss of bombs here, but yeah, okay. No. She's used to a ephemeral crowd of people that just Chakata has been waiting, Daraji has been waiting, the Kona has been waiting. So let me just give it clear that in 4 minutes each. Then to those who are requesting, obviously, I'll give you opportunity soon once we create a space for you here on the podium. Ru, are you there, Ru? Ru, are you there? Okay, she's not there. Okay, are you there? Can you just accept the call?
Yes, I'm here, but I've got my headphones on, so.
So I was just saying.
When I unmute, you probably won't be able to hear me.
Okay, I'll send the call. So just accept it. Then when you're ready, you can use it. Okay. Swana, go ahead. Swana 1.
Hi, I'm here. But Ru was just speaking right now. Can she submit her thingy? Because she was just talking right now.
She's already submitted. How?
Can she?
I already stole it, man.
Oh, she already submitted. Oh, okay, man. If she did, then it's fine. Let me continue then. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. I think I'm glad that some of you touched on policies, government policies and everything. Because as a South African, I know for a fact that our government hasn't been enforcing any kind of law. That I know for a fact. So now, I hear everyone is speculating why we're doing this. Yeah, it's big businesses, they're losing money, and like people are just going crazy over what's happening, why this is happening. It's just citizens are just tired with the government. And, these things, you guys have been calling us xenophobic for years now. It's not like you guys didn't know this was going to happen. You knew all along. The first incident that happened, that was brutal. It was so cruel. I don't even want to talk about 2008 because we all know what happened. It wasn't supposed to happen like that, but it happened. And I'm sorry that it happened. But since 2008, we're now in 2026. I think that's like 18 years later. So I'm sure you guys can see where I'm going with this. And to be honest, we are not fighting anyone. We are just fixing our country. We're basically forcing. At this point, we are not asking anymore. You guys have been calling us keyboard warriors, and I'm just emotional right now. But what I'm trying to say is, we are just forcing our South African government to enforce the laws of the country, especially immigration at this point. After we deal with immigration, and which is going to happen, I hear people saying it will not happen, it will definitely happen. We South Africans, we are fighters. We conquered almost everything that was put in front of us. We will also conquer this. We will definitely win this war. Our government, they will listen to us. We are literally, basically now, like we are doing it. We are fighting our government. We are holding them accountable. After our government, I heard Silo earlier on, he was talking about the 500 million that went missing spaza shops. Silo, please, come on, man. We've been tweeting about this. It's been trending. It's been weeks now. We've been asking her. She's ignoring us. And we are going to deal with every institution that is corrupt in this country. And we are fixing our country for us. South Africa will eventually enforce immigration laws that are being enforced in every African state. People are saying that everyone can just work wherever they want. No, you can't. No, you can't. You can't.
Go to school first.
I'm gonna allow that. If you don't want to follow the rules, please stay in the listeners. We're doing well. People are listening. We're not fighting. Are we fighting here? Are you guys fighting? South Africa versus Zimbabweans. In case I missed that. Are you guys fighting? Are we fighting here? Or we just having a nice conversation? So let's not do that. Because I don't care, I can replace you with another person. And that's why Zimbabweans were failing in Zimbabwe, because we like to idolize people. Me, I don't idolize you, I don't idolize anyone. I want to replace all my leaders. You can't have Mnangagwa for 40 years in power. We also can't have opposition leaders for more than 20, 40 years in the power. You need to endorse someone. So let's not do that. Today, Kurukupisa, and I'm drinking. Right, go ahead, my sister. I'll give you extra 1 minute.
Thank you.
So 3 minutes.
Thank you. So what I'm trying to say is that, if we're being honest with ourselves as Africans, we actually have an amazing continent, a great continent, It's amazing. We have everything that we need. This actually was a perfect time for us as African to revolt. I'm telling you guys, this was actually a perfect time. We are doing it in South Africa, so everyone else must do it. I just want my safe South Africa. I personally want my safe South Africa. I'm not saying that South Africa is not safe because of foreigners. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that my sister was killed by Mozambicans back in 2006. I'm not saying that. 2016, sorry. You can read up the story. Anyone can Google it. And right now, you guys can Google it. She was killed by Mozambicans back in 2016. I'm not saying that, but what I'm trying to say is this was actually an amazing opportunity, a great opportunity for Africans to go back home. It's not an insult. We're not chasing anyone. We are not hating on anyone. We just love everybody, but we just want our country to ourselves for once. And we are going to do that, and it will happen. People can mock us. People can, you can do whatever. But at the end of the day, South Africans, Rona, we are going to have a last say. That I know for a fact. Our great parents did, Not so long ago, apartheid, we did. Though they duped us, but we did it. So we are fighting this war, and we are winning it. So we're basically missing on a great African continent that is, we were going to have a powerful continent. We know that our continent is powerful. The top athletes in the entire world is Africans. We all know that. We're just an amazing people, but I don't know what's wrong with us. So Rona is South African. We are saying Abahambe, and we are not saying Abahambe because we don't want everyone here. We just want everyone to go home, go fix your countries. We are fighting our government right now. They are ready for us. We are going to die. Some of us are going to die. I took leave on the 30th. I made sure that it's there. I confirm today. I can even, you guys, I even asked my manager, like, is it really confirmed? Like, I want to see it. It's on my emails, on PaySpace. I can take a screenshot. I can send it to you. I'm ready. Some South Africans are going to die for their country, like what our uncles, our grandparents, our great-grandparents did for this country. And we are willing to do that as South Africans. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are very extremely nice people, but we're also not afraid to die. So I know for a fact that on the 30th, police are ready for us. They are ready, and they are going to make sure that they are. You guys, on social media, so you can see all this. The budget is out there, 600 million, while over 60% of youth, the unemployed, graduates for that matter, like over 60%, and it's graduates. So I don't know what Sila's talking about. Sila, I mean, really, somebody who's selling tomatoes, what are they doing with the money? Do they donate the money? Are they not using it to buy meal? Are they not using it to buy mkhodu, nama? Are they not using it for anything? Okay, thank you, Sila. Okay, go past thank you.
Okay, thank you, Swanadri. You can stay there if you want. Those who are requesting, I'll bring you up soon. If I raise my hand, it's just to tell you, speaker, round out in 1 minute, 30 seconds. Co-host, do you want to say something before I go to new speakers? Co-host, Drew? Okay, I guess she's busy. Okay, let me go to Chakat. Are you there? It's been a long time. Very patient. Are you there, Mkoma Chakat? Okay, Chakat is not.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, go ahead. 3 minutes, start now.
Yeah, I think we now have two different dimensions of this conversation, particularly from these two South Africans, right? The first lady was actually trying to, she requested two clear questions. Why migrants are in South Africa, and how can we explain to you why they're there? And also why there's, employer taking, people on a lower salary. Then this other one, the latest one that, just stood down right now. So these are two different issues. The first one, basically, I will not dive to what most of the people have explained, which is more at a higher level. I want to bring down my conversation to probably a level so that you understand. All right. The issue of unemployment, which is basically the fundamental according to you, it has absolutely nothing to do with foreigners specifically, because I'll give you one good example. I'll need you to intercept me if you are to respond or pose a question, right? She knows exactly Maponyamu. When it was destroyed, I think some 2 years ago, during the July unrest, some 3 years ago. It was destroyed, it takes away jobs for everybody. She knows how many people started suffering in Soweto. All right? I will go to Mpumalanga. She knows exactly what transpired with all the core companies that were run down by the Gutan. Right? She knows exactly what happened to Eskom when the rail line could not transport anything, any copper that was being mined right across the country to the harbor. We all know what happened last year when the harbor could not even operate. These are clear explanations or stories that relate directly to the problem of unemployment into the country, because those are institutions that create employment. 60% of the labor in Mpumalanga was actually being employed in coal industry. It was run down. The same happens to Eskom. It was run down. The same happens to the Maponyamo example that I've given. So these are exactly the problems. The symptoms or these immigrations that are actually seeing working, getting lower salaries and etc. is a manifestation of those acts, or is the result of companies closing down. Because what happens is, if an employee works, he goes home with a small salary or even a big salary. he takes the salary, starts distributing it into different channels. The other one goes to spa, the other one goes to a school, and etc. If there's nobody who is working, all those areas, they are more like streams, they start to dry up. There are people who take opportunities, especially for the low jobs, all right? Employers will start to ask you for the cheapest labor because there's an abundance. Because remember the rule of the supply and demand. That's what it's asking, all right? And especially the industry that she pointed out, restaurants. Restaurants is the secondary thing. I can only go and eat in a restaurant if I've got enough in my home. So when the industries are not performing, going down for whatever reason, the first thing that you start to see suffering are restaurants. They will start to go down. There won't be any jobs. And what happens if there are no jobs? The same employers, like what other people have explained, they'll start to look for the labor because there's an abundance of labor. It's an issue of demand and supply. When unemployment is high, definitely the demand and supply. So as much as you say I want to be paid $50 because I'm South African versus the $5 being given to your foreign, it's not going to work purely because there's no employment. So there's more labor than the opportunities that are available. That answers the question of why companies are actually getting foreigners at a cheaper price than they. So that answers that. And the second party, which is this lady that you've spoken, which is the last lady that I've spoken, that issue, definitely we are not condemning, the approach that you guys are trying to solve your government issues, both government didn't actually listen to South African and etc. I'm very much here in South Africa and I understand what happens very well. I've been born and bred in South Africa here. All right. I know exactly what happens. The approach towards foreigners is not going to solve the problems. Even if foreigners go out tomorrow morning, they're okay, it's not going to solve the problem. It will just worsen up the situation. So we should have actually taken another different approach because the difference with this one, it puts South Africa on a very, 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 very negative position on the global market. South Africa is part of the global village. It immediately starts with the region that you guys are trading with, which I've explained earlier on. You trade with the region and you want to cut down all the streams that fit into your soul because you want to address the government. I think the approach is wrong. So that's exactly what I want to tell you. As much as you are very resilient, as you are fighters and etc., we all agree, all right? You all agree, and we are not disputing that. And there's also definitely a need for South Africans to engage with the government purely because they've failed in so many different ways. But I think the approach of starting on migration is an option number one, where is the plan, according you know exactly your priorities in terms of what you need to address with your government. But if you put the immigration on top of your list, yeah, that is a misplaced agenda. You should have started on something else because definitely there are other major problems. If I was given an opportunity to prioritize for your own development, put up migration because it is right at the list of the bottom. It's actually a result of some other symptoms which must be addressed. And that's exactly why you should actually focus instead of this one. That will make you people who doesn't actually, who doesn't care, who are killers and at the same time killing the industry and destroying the markets and etc. Specifically because we have prioritized the wrong item on top of your list. I think take another approach and see exactly what you think has to be addressed first because the government failed, which you have actually confirmed, and definitely that will solve much problem. You can actually start to see even the issue of migration might even come. Then there's another question that you've actually been asking, why people come to South Africa. South Africa is a strong economy and it has been, an attractive market. And by nature, you find the people in the region, it's not only coming for labor, even for buying. The whole region comes to buy South Africa because it's a lucrative market, they've got the capacity and everything. So that one is a very straightforward. They are just focusing on labor. But in natural fact, they are not also looking at other situations like even buying. People are spending so much billions in South Africa. All right. So that is common sense to me. It's not a question that we need to debate. It's straightforward. It is South Africa is a strong economy in the region, and it continue to be such. And we are even advocating for you guys to take the right priorities and address the correct issues so that South Africa can remain standing on its feet purely because we don't want to see our economies going down in the region. If you go back and start to see from 1984 up to this date, it is shocking how it has actually been going down South Africa in terms of performance. It's shocking and it's actually very sad. If you look at India, to think about even right from 2003, the economy started to grow about 0.8% from 3%, from 3% in the boom of 2006, 2007, up to 2010, when the economy grew up to about 4 something percent. Through 2025, no doubt the economy went into minus. But as we speak right now, we are projecting a minus 1.6 growth. What does that tell you? It tells you a frustrated, population, a frustrated, populace, especially the poor who are fighting the poor at the moment. So the only thing that you will see is exactly what is happening now, where the ordinary people will starve and will start to fight, and they will fight amongst themselves. And in this case, you fight foreigners, definitely. But I'm urging you guys, and I'll continue to do that. This is not the right priority to address the issues that are in South Africa, because the economy can actually be raised back to its feet, and it can actually stand the test of the world economy. South Africa can do that. I think one of my colleagues here explained that, one of the business person, list or something, explained a good list of problems that are actually affecting South Africa. Those are exactly the fundamentals. And I also add to it, if today, for an example, the drivers that you have seen being banned and etc., I have got 5 situations that I have known. Trucks, foreign drivers, South African drivers sent to DRC. A journey from Durban to DRC takes 3 weeks, right? 5 times that South African drivers, they fled to truck state Kazungula, border post, because they said I cannot actually stand, in this truck for 2 weeks, right? You phoned the employer, get back to South Africa, and left the truck. 5 incidents that I can tell you the date and the companies. Right? That's the problem. That's exactly one of the reasons what that lady Lisa was explaining. These are some of the issues when you talk of discipline and accountability from the employment point of view. Right? The list is endless. The list is endless. And as I learned, I just want to end. Our fellow South Africans, right? Guys, let's sit down, see exactly. If you need consultants, if you need people who have got sharp minds to tell you exactly what are the problems, what could be the priority, definitely we are more than willing to do that. And definitely that approach you have taken now is not going to help. We can kick every foreigner tomorrow when the situation will only get worse. I'm telling you now. It will only get worse if at all we are all going to sit here tomorrow morning or the next 2 years. The situation South Africa will be going into a worse situation than it is today because of the approach that we have actually taken. We agree crime is high and foreigners are everywhere in South Africa, and we agree to that. But your priorities have been set wrongly, and you need to look at that and probably start to do the right thing. Set your priorities right and solve this problem. I learned onto this topic now. Thank you, host. Thank you. Yeah. Powerful one. Yeah. You understand? Yeah. Co-host, are you there? Let me know if you are there. Just jump in or raise your hand so that we can give you opportunity to submit. Yeah, just gonna go to the new speakers, guys. Then I start the new one. Who wants to read? But to those who are
Sorry, Scotty, I'm just doing my grocery shopping, but I'm here. Okay. And I've got my headphones, so I can't speak straight away. Okay, perfect. No problem. Let me know when you're back home so that I can give you opportunity to speak. Yeah. Okay, thank you. To those who are requesting, just say on there, I'll bring you up. Keep requesting because the podium is still full. Once I clean the speakers, then I'll bring you up soon. Let me go to Mdaraji. Mdaraji, are you there? Then after Mdaraji, for a big drop, then where until now? Then I'll come to you. Thank you. Go ahead. Your 4 minutes start now. I'll give you 4 minutes. 4 minutes each. Yeah. Go back. If you see me raising the hand, I want you to round up in 1 minute 30 seconds.
Taken out of context by the South Africans. What rattles me most is their reaction to a regional and continental political issue. And the numbers that alarm South Africa are not the Nigerians. On the Nigerians, other nationals, there are some other issues that they would pursue them and label them foreigners. But the major issue is on the plus or minus 5 million Zimbabweans that have trooped to South Africa. And this problem is emanated not from now, but from when ANC took power in 1994. ANC has played a camarade role with ZANU-PF to the extent they have ignored the simmering problems from 1994. If South Africa, which is also Zimbabwe's largest trade partner, reacted to good governance in Zimbabwe, we wouldn't have this. And there are examples that I will give. In 2002, Comrade Chiluba wanted to extend his term of office. And Mbeki through, or rather Sadak, through Mohai, the guy that passed on, the former president of Botswana, may his soul rest in peace. They called Chiluba to order. Sadak sent emissaries to Chiluba to talk to him, to dissuade him from taking a term extension. Bad governance in Zimbabwe has been going on for a very long time under the watch of South Africa, or maybe with the ANC ignoring it completely and totally. And these are the problems that are manifesting now. Now, what South Africa needs to do is to stop ZANU-PF marauding and to protect and support democracy, or rotational democracy if you want, to allow South Africa to breathe. Otherwise, if we continue as we are, we can talk of them labor or being superior or whatever, the problem will persist up to until the political and economic situation stabilizes in those neighboring countries that are providing so much labor or illegal immigrants. We still have such. It did happen in the United Kingdom at some point, where the destabilization of Eastern Europe did affect migration. We saw a lot of Polish people coming into the UK, Bulgarians coming into the UK, Czechoslovakians coming into the UK, and those people were taking many as jobs. They went into work in farms. They went into work in residence and residential areas. The Polish could take anything, but once Europe supported Poland as part of a European country, we saw the people going voluntarily back home. It has happened back in Southern Africa, especially SADC. Zambia then entrenched democracy, and they changed president as they went. The Apache, which was worthless at some point, started picking up. They started recording proper economic growth, not doctored by Mtuli Ngube. And the Kwacha strengthened, and they started building industries. I guess, and I know very well, when South Africans are complaining of illegal immigrants, especially those coming from Southern Africa, they do not mention the Zambians because they're enjoying democracy. They're enjoying economic boom. The copper that was that was being looted left, right, and center is now benefiting the citizens. Of course, there are complaints. Of course, they are still in the process. But what we know very well is that their economy is stabilized. Their politics is also stabilized. They now have democracy. Now look at Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is a perennial problem to Southern Africa. And what Zimbabwe has been doing all along has been destabilizing the peace in Mozambique. They have actually done the same for Namibia. And you find these are the nations that are feeding into illegality and illegal foreigners in South Africa. The other nationals, yes, they're just doing it and saying it as it is. But Makwerekwere, the term Kwerekwere came from Zimbabweans. We don't have problems with people in Botswana. Security, hold on, I'm on space. So we need South Africa to do what they are supposed to do. They now have an opportunity to stop, for example, what's going on with Cape 3. But they are not saying so. They are not saying nothing. And tomorrow, it is South Africa that will be crying, coming to us, whimpering and saying there's illegal immigrants. There is no way they are going to stop this whole thing. You know that very well. You know what is happening in the United States. They jump the fence and they come over. It will still happen until such a time that the South Africans will wake up and they will stabilize or help stability in Zimbabwe. We will still have problems. And with Zimbabweans will come other nationals. There's nothing like there's cheap labor or whatever. The Zimbabweans will stay home if home has. But then you'd find there are so many people in South Africa that have interests in Zimbabwe. There's so many people with minds in Zimbabwe. And they want the status quo. They want tyranny. They want looting. They want pilferage. They want everything that they can get for cheap. You know, I was looking at the wealth of Ramaphosa. Ramaphosa is actually almost $700 million rich. And how did he get that money? You talk of Elon Musk. How did he get the trillions? It all started in Zimbabwe. So until such a time that the region takes issues, political